here, back with another video. Today I just wanted to talk about like kind of the day in the life of a conservative, because I mean I've kind of covered everything that I wanted to cover, and nothing new is happening basically. So I decided that this would be a cool little video just to do. It's creative and it's fun, I guess. So anyways, let's get right into it. I want to start off with social media and the shit that we get on social media, like whether it's, the unnecessary censorship for things that we like post, which gets very, very annoying. Like obviously it helps with our content, because like it gives us something to talk about for our videos, but at the same time it's like, well, nobody's gonna watch that content because YouTube doesn't let it be watched, or Instagram doesn't let it be posted, or yada yada yada. So it gets very annoying. But despite that, also like the shit that we get from other people, so like comments on YouTube or on Instagram, like when you comment something on Instagram and people reply like, you are the worst type of human ever, even though you literally said something so not even that bad. And it's like, this happens to me all the time. Like even when I wasn't even like, part of like the conservative movement, or like I wasn't even involved with politics yet, and I just kind of like had an opinion on something that was remotely, like, if it was even remotely conservative, someone would be like, you are the worst human ever. And I'd be like, what? I didn't even say anything that bad. Like, what? And I think that goes for a lot of people, especially conservatives. But I mean, it goes the same way, I guess, for liberals too, like, or just anybody. Because I mean, obviously there are some conservatives who hate liberals. Like there are some conservatives who they watch like too much, Ben Shapiro thug life videos, and they think that it's cool to like, like roast and make fun of liberals just because they're liberals. So obviously, us conservatives were not innocent, but it happens a lot to us, and it's justified because we're conservative, and I just don't think that makes any sense. It's not really fair. Like, for example, and this was before, I was conservative, like I wasn't even involved with politics yet, but one of my friends posted something on her story, and it involved like gay people, or like the LGBTQ community, and it was something ridiculous. It was something like about Ronald Reagan and how he like killed gay people or something like that. It was something crazy like that, and it was dead serious. And I went to that post, and I commented, and I was like, yo, I got nothing against gay people or anything, but like I don't think this is true. And then I did some research, and I was like, yeah, this is not true at all. and then like the replies I got were mixed. Like some people were like basically just like giving me their opinions on it or whatever, and I was just like, hey man, that's cool. I mean, and I never said anything to say that I hated gay people or anything like that, and some people understood that, and they were just like, yeah, I think this is more of like an opinion thing, and like, and we just went back and forth, and it was fine. And that was cool. I think there was only like 2 or 3 people who actually were cool about it, and then the other like 15 people who replied to me were like, I hate you, like you are the worst person ever. And I was like, Jesus Christ. Like that was like one of my first experiences with like the hostility towards conservatives, even though I wasn't even a conservative yet. Like I just said something that was, controversial, even though it wasn't controversial. It was just like, hey, yeah, I don't think you got all your facts straight, because Ronald Reagan did not kill gay people. Like, Ronald Reagan was like the best president that we've had, and I'm pretty sure he didn't kill gay people. I don't remember exactly what the post was about. It had something to do with that. It might have not been like Ronald Reagan kills people. I think it was more like complicated than that, but it was like I said, it was kind of ridiculous. It was a very ridiculous claim. It was basically just a conspiracy theory, and I was just kind of like, this is a stupid conspiracy theory. But yeah, so that was like one of my first experiences with that. But it doesn't just happen like on social media either. Like, it happens in real life. Like, for example, like when I wear this hat in public, I get many, dirty looks and comments, and it's one of those things where it's like, well, I knew that was gonna happen going into it. Like, when I got the hat, I knew that I was gonna, get shit for it. But it's one of those things where it's like, well, I'm not just gonna not be me because other people don't like it. I'm not just gonna not voice my opinion because other people don't like it. You know what I mean? So it's like, it doesn't really bother me that much, but it's kind of annoying sometimes, because it's like, I know that I can't persuade them to think that I am not a bad person, even though I'm not a bad person. Like, that's the irony of it here, is like, I am not a bad person at all. Like, I consider myself a decent person, and so many people think that I am like the scum of the earth because I'm a Trump supporter. And there's nothing that I can do to change their mind, and it kind of sucks. I mean, I don't really care that much about what people think of me. If I did, I'd have some pretty serious issues. But it kind of gets to you after a while, and like I said, I'm not going to change anything about me because other people don't like it, but it does kind of, it does get to you. And I've even, lost some friends at my school for it. They weren't necessarily like great friends, but they were just like people who I knew, and they just kind of lost respect for me when I was like, oh, by the way, like, I'm a conservative and I like Trump. And they were like, oh, well, then you are a horrible human. And I'm like, well, what? So it kind of sucks, but it's not the end of the world. But I mean, like, being a conservative, though, it's not easy, especially in today's day and age. I mean, it's more easier for like my generation, because I feel like there are a lot more conservatives in my generation, which is good. It's a lot more balanced than in like like the millennials are like so liberal, and even like the majority of Gen X, they're just so liberal. I feel like the majority of conservatives are boomers and Gen Z. But yeah, I mean, like, millennials and Gen X they're pretty freaking liberal. And especially millennials. Like, if you're a conservative and you're a millennial, dude, I am so sorry. Like, that sucks, because I mean, especially like if you go to college, and especially if you go to like a university, forget about it, man. You have to pretend you're liberal in order to get decent grades. Like, it's that bad, man. I mean, yeah, so it's hard to be a conservative because most of us were just good people, and we're afraid to kind of, say that we're conservative because we don't want people to hate us, and we don't want to, get canceled just because we're conservative, which, I mean, happens all the time, and it sucks. But I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, I think as a community we gotta kind of stand up and just like say like, hey guys, like, we are not bad people. We don't care what you think about us, but we are not bad people. And I know that it's basically impossible to change a liberal's mind because I'm friends with many liberals, and I know many liberals. Like, my boss is a liberal. And they're not bad people, but I know that there's no persuading them that Trump is a good president and that conservatives are good people. Basically, the point that I'm trying to get across here is that it's not easy being a conservative, and we do get a lot of shit on a daily basis, but we're not bad people, and that's probably going to be like the main like purpose of my account and my channel, is to kind of show people that, like, hey man, like, we're not bad people. Like, just because I like Trump doesn't mean I'm racist or homophobic. It doesn't mean that I'm an asshole. And Trump also is not homophobic and an asshole. And I would really like to persuade people into thinking the way that I think, or the way that a lot of conservatives think. Like, I would like to persuade people that, you know, Trump supporters and Trump, both of us, you know, we're not bad people. And that is a really, really hard thing to do, because I've tried so much, and most conservatives have tried so much, and it's just so difficult to get people to understand that, you know, for one, what you read about and what you hear about Trump supporters and the president himself is most of the time just bullshit. And even if we have proof, they're like, I still believe that that's real, and I still believe that he's an asshole. And it's like, okay, well, I mean, there really isn't much more that we can do. But that's what I'm trying to do here, is trying to, you know, help people understand our point of view. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video. If you liked it, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on the bell notification. If you disagreed with anything I said, you can feel free to comment. Just make sure it's, you know, civil. I try to keep things, you know, polite and respectful on this channel. I don't want any hostility towards each other. But anyways, that's going to do for this video, so I'll see you on the next one. Peace.